If you can want, we can go into voice chat again. I felt last time that was sort of like, I don't know, it was easier than in chat, I think. And I don't know, also a little bit more personal. Give me a second, I need to change one of the... I need to change the... Okay. Pull you in? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, this is probably going to be more of a rant, of a rant, rather than solution seeking, I guess.
Okay.
Because most likely there is no solution for it.
Okay. That doesn't seem
So
promising either.
I basically I have a contract that goes until 2nd of December, I think. And it's basically like I'm getting paid by the hour, right? So if I'm not working, like I don't get money.
Yeah.
So there is a pretty high incentive to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I had like, so for context, I talked with my boss because I wanted to ask her something work related regarding how I manage certain things. Because like I'm relatively independent in what I do. But I since there are more people working on this project now than there used to be, I kind of try to keep everyone like on the same level. So I kind of try to communicate my personal standards so that we have one overall standard and not I have my standard, the other one has that standard. So, for instance, I try to implement that people won't write the time in minutes and seconds into the Excel sheet, but rather convert the time into seconds, right? Which kind of works, kind of not. But the reason why I pushed for that is because if you want to evaluate it's hard to explain without really going into depth. So I basically had the situation where I was supposed to evaluate something, and part of that was like adding up the time. Like we wanted to see, okay, how much time were the video clips? That's basically from heute 19 Uhr, so a news format. That's basically the time that is being analyzed by an AI. And we wanted to see, okay, how much relevant time is there? Like how many minutes were analyzed in this scenario, right? So you can't add up minutes and seconds in Excel. Like there is no option for that.
No way.
Unless you have one cell for minutes and you have one cell for seconds, then it's very easy to write a function, right? But if you do it like one, then you do this like this apostrophe thing to indicate that was the minute, right? And then you put I don't know 23 behind it. You can add that up, right?
Well, I mean, you can, but it takes a more well, let's just say the function for it is a little bit harder.
Okay, you can't add that up with a simple function. So effectively, it was quicker to just convert these numbers because back then the list wasn't too long. It was quicker to convert these numbers from minute and second to second only. So like what you have to do, you just basically like the longest clips are basically not longer than like, I think the longest I've seen was like 2 minutes 30, right?
Oh, okay, so it's like fine. It's really fine.
Super fine, right? Like if the clips would be, if it would be a matter of hours sometimes, then I would have said, okay, look, we will just neglect the seconds in this case. Just round up and we go with the minutes. But it's basically like the max number is like 150 seconds, right? So converting is often very simple, especially if like it wasn't a huge problem for me, because like if you made the first 10 cases, then you will just see, okay, you don't have to calculate it in your head every time. You just see, okay, it's 1 minute 20, that's going to be 80 seconds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
At a
at some
certain
point you
it's
just learn the corresponding
exactly.
markers, I guess. Yeah.
So I did this, where basically I think like somewhere between 300 and 400 entries, and then I added it up, which caused me to suggest that we might just add that up immediately.
Yeah.
Which worked. Like sometimes people will still just write the minutes, and then I will add that up later, right? So that's just like for some context what I'm doing.
Sorry for a
That's
second.
not everything,
Are
of
you
course. Like
vaping meanwhile?
no, sorry, I have water on.
Ah, okay. Because the water, for some reason, is really loud every time.
Oh, sorry. Probably not deciding to work again, but it's I'm done now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Voice cancellation is just.
It's fine. I mean, if you don't.
One second, I would just like try to reconnect, if that's fine.
Okay. Back.
Oh, okay. I don't think it got any better. Anyways, so my issue today basically was that I went in and asked this technicality, and my boss was like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you anyways, because like I wouldn't say I made some pressure, but I kind of like pushed towards getting a new contract in time, because like now it's like 2 months. I asked like in the beginning of September, and then they say, okay, we will see that it's done in October, but it's unlikely that I will find a follow-up job in December. Now,
Yeah. I mean, you
because
need to know beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like there's the reason why you have like certain like I don't know if you I think in the job you can be fired within a month usually, like if it's, but then it's like if you have a normal contract, right? Mine is on time, so I can't just be fired.
I think actually with a normal contract you can't be fired in a month. You also get
you
money
could
actually
be
if you're being fired.
if there is like you could be in theory like if you want to terminate your contract, you have to give them notice one month in advance, I think.
Okay, actually, like with the time, that could be the case. I just know that if they were to, for example, like if they were to cancel Zek's contract, because he has actually like without like a time limit, he would get like money for like I don't know,
yeah,
like
so
he would
that's
get
like
this.
the common way companies
exactly.
usually go, is that they don't want the hassle to go in front of the in front of court, because like if there is sufficient reason for the company to fire you, they can fire you.
Yeah.
You can, of course, if you get like your if they approach you and tell you, okay, we want to fire you, can we somehow settle this, right? What you don't want to do under no circumstances is to say, okay, I would go on my own, because then you will get nothing. If you somehow get your company to actually fire you, you can get money, right?
Yeah.
You can, of course, say, no, I want to keep this job. And then you will get paid all the time that you are still employed. But the company will most likely go in front of court. And unless they fucked up, they will most likely be in the right if there are economic reasons for it. And then you don't have the job, you don't get money.
But yeah, like they're gonna like find a way to like fire you at all, but they still probably might, like I think they can fire you in any case, but they need to like pay you some type of money now. like in any case, like except you don't take it, sort of. Like I think they can
Yeah.
get out of the money part because like if they go to court and they say like, hey, we don't want him anymore because he's like causing us, I don't know, like deficits or whatever. Like I think then they maybe don't need to pay you money. Like I think the court thing is more about like needing to pay you money or not to leave.
I mean, there's a difference if you got an Abmahnung, right?
Yeah.
So basically a notice that you did something wrong, which is necessary to be terminated without any heads up, right? Like
Yeah.
if you are caught stealing
Mm.
pens or
Actually,
something.
we're going on a huge tangent here.
Yeah, sorry.
Where were we?
It was about
Oh yeah, the contract.
about
Like she talked to you about the
the
contract.
Yeah. So effectively, it was about like I said, okay, I want to have this security, otherwise I am going to look for other jobs, right?
Yeah.
Not because I don't want this job, like I'm way too lazy to find a new one, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, but just like in case, because if they don't give you the contract now, you might not have a contract, so you need to look for
Yeah.
jobs. Yeah.
That was basically my whole reasoning, and she was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, understandable. We would see towards it."
Okay.
So then she was like on vacation and some stuff. So she wanted to talk to me because she was like, "Yeah, we have to see because like you have been absent a lot." I would argue it wasn't a lot. It was like I think 10 days.
In like the whole year?
Since I'm working there since since 2nd of June. So already like which is like okay, it is a certain quantity, I admit that. 3 of the days where I wasn't at work were basically I said, okay, look, I'm going on a vacation, right? I'm getting paid by the hour. Like you don't give me any holidays.
Like this is how vacation works, right? Like if you get paid by the hour.
Effectively, yes. Like, of course, they have to pay me for like the vacation I don't get, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the month, they basically add up my hours that I work, and basically, like I have, I think, 2.5 days of vacation per month or something. And at the end of the month, they basically take a look. Okay, how many hours did she work in average?
Yeah.
And my average day hours are basically paid as my 2.5 days of work.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not getting paid like what would it be? 20 hours, which would be like the standard 2.5. So the standard 50% week. But in relation to how much I actually worked this month. But yeah, I can take my free time. I can decide, okay, maybe I can work a bit more beforehand. But in the summer holidays, I already work a bit more because then I'm allowed to work more. Usually, I'm only allowed to work 16 hours, and I'm supposed to work 16 hours every week.
Yeah.
So, for instance, last week I was like, my university started, so I told them, yeah, okay, look, I got to do some stuff for classes. I won't be there on 2 days. So I only worked 8 hours. The last week, so I'm going to work 20 hours this week and 20 hours next week, and then I have like this average of 16 hours over the 3 weeks. Yeah, so I was 3 days in holidays, remaining 7 days where I was sick. I told them about the trans topic.
Yeah.
And I kind of have the feeling that they think I was the 7 days gone because of that.
Okay.
that's partly my fault because I like the 4 days I was like, yeah, that was kind of because of that, which is partially true. It was more like because of the autism, because I got lied to pretty badly, and it kind of caused a meltdown because like I was very overwhelmed by the social situation. And yeah, that basically took me out for 4 days. Where my doctor basically said, okay, look, like if you need more time, like I can give you another week. Where I was like, yeah, okay, if I'm just sitting in my room and doing nothing, then it's not getting better. So I go out and work again. But like,
well, then
I
it's
could
not
have
really
been gone.
because you're trans, right? And it's because you're autistic.
Yeah, like it had to do with the whole topic, but like in my opinion, the main reason is because
of autism.
Because of autism. Like the trans part was a topic in this time. I basically like that was for myself. Like that it was basically latent until that point, right? Like in this week, I basically came out to the first person with it. Yeah, so those are the first 4 days, right? So remaining free. Those were like 1.5 weeks. So no, 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, I was or the Sunday 2 weeks ago, I had a handball match and I had like a minor collision, which basically either caused me wait a second, I gotta look up how it's called. A heavy bruise or one of my ribs to break.
Okay.
Like we didn't do like I didn't go to a specialist for it, so we don't know for sure because the doctor said, look, either way, it's gonna take some time. Just no sports for now, and like I had pain if I took a deep breath, right? So that you know the dimension. So it was pain for me to actually go to work, which was on Monday 2 weeks ago. And on Monday 2 weeks ago, I basically said to the minor boss of me that I might not show up tomorrow because I had this injury and I would go check it out with my doctor and we will see how the next steps are. And it could be that I won't come to work, right? So they were aware that it definitely was not because of the trans topic, but because of an accident, right? Which can literally happen. Like that's like you can argue that was kind of my like I take the risk of playing handball. There's a higher risk that you injure yourself there. Although I would argue that the statistics are not as high as someone who plays soccer, for instance, and we have a lot of soccer players in the department. And yeah, so they knew. I kind of feel like they didn't communicate that well between each other. And effectively, she said, "Yeah, you were like we gotta take a look at that." And yeah, well, I just was sick because of an accident, right? I could have been run over by car and would have been out for 2 weeks or something because I don't have. Yeah, I mean that probably wouldn't be as much of a problem because then they wouldn't have to terminate my contract, right?
Okay. Quick side question: do they need to pay you if you're on sick leave?
That depends. Like if I just phone in and say, okay, look, I have a migraine, I won't be at work today, then they don't.
So it sort of depends if you like officially take sick leave or not.
If I take sick leave with a doctor's notice, then they gotta pay me. But as far as I'm aware, like if you are on sick leave, then the company isn't paying me what the insurance is.
Yeah, well, I just know that like some companies are still like particular about this, especially with like with contracts about time. I don't know what really the motivation is because I also don't know how much like if they need to pay anything from that or if maybe like the insurance is getting more expensive or like anything like that. I don't really know. I just know that from like my experience as working like a student job, um, that they rather have like no days they need
Okay,
to like pay if
they
you're
have to
like
pay you for 6 weeks, effectively.
yeah.
I was mistaken there. Oh, sorry. Okay, they gotta pay you. And if you're more than 6 weeks gone, then the insurance pays. But I think the issue was more like, is my work power available or not?
Because
Right, and
it's more of
she was
the
like concerned that I might be gone for a longer time.
also because of the trans topic then.
Yeah.
I see.
Which is like, I'm not going to have the gender affirming care in terms of an operation, right?
Well, I mean, they don't know
that's
that, right?
still, yeah, that's something I'm probably gonna communicate because, like she said, okay, when like the minor boss lady is funnily enough on sick leave right now. Yeah, I basically have two bosses I interact with, like, and the one is like the department boss, and the other one is like her assistant, kind of. Well, the second in command, and they are basically like the ones I'm going to if I have an issue, because they were also working in the field I'm employed right now.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, she's on sick leave. I think that's like her 3rd week since I'm there. So that's like of course she has like a child, so it's more likely that she will get sick and stuff like that, right? Because if the child is in kindergarten, then
I mean, honestly, though, that could also be one of the reasons why the company is maybe like a little bit like thinly spread because they already know, okay, we have this like one person who's like gonna be like more on sick leave and we have to pay even though she's not like creating value for the business. And we can't really like afford more people like this, or like we rather avoid affording more people like this. But yeah, I think they're just like I don't know. I think regular people don't really come in touch with the trans experience sort of, and also like what different cares are there, like what different gender affirming cares are there, and like how they look and like what the normal process is gonna be.
A
Because
thing that I'm not going to tell them is like you can, from taking hormones, especially in the first 3 months, you can get like serious depression, right? Which I'm not like, hell no, I'm not gonna tell them.
yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I think just like clarifying that you're not gonna like do like an operation and gonna be out for like half a year or something is probably really helpful for them to like know and to plan with.
Yeah, the thing is like they claim to be very content with the work I do.
Yeah.
So it just seems to be this issue where again I would argue like the 3 days where I got my injury, like that could have happened anywhere, right? So I don't think
like
that is really a reason.
I don't I don't know if your past 10 days are really like it's what they say, right? But a lot of the time people just I don't know like need reasons sort of to validate their feelings and express their concerns sort of. So I don't like I don't really think we need to go in depth about these like few days and how valid they are or not. Because I feel like it might just be that they're concerned because they think you're gonna get like an operation and you're gonna be out for like six months, right? And like now they give you a contract and then you just work for like 1 month and then you're gone, sort of.
Yeah, that's kind of like
Because I think this 10 days, like you say, they're like reasonable enough. So I don't think that's the issue. Like I think there's sort of like something behind it. And like if you yourself believe it's like the trans topic, then yeah, just sort of like talking about this and being like hey, you guys know that I like don't like I'm not gonna be gone for like 6 months, like right? Like
Yeah.
you guys know that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a trans topic because it was basically like very heavily leaned in this direction. I and like what really bothers me is that she basically said like, yeah, we might look into it, that you basically accept to resign if you would be sick for a longer time. Which is like,
so they sort of
what
want
the
to
fuck?
look into a contract where if you would be out for months,
No,
you would
I'm pretty
resign.
sure it's not going to be a contract because I'm pretty sure this is against German law.
Okay.
Right? Because there is a reason why you are not allowed to fire someone who is sick.
Yeah. So do you think it's more of like a personal sort of like
not because of the trans topic, because they're like very open, like for context, they are like very convinced of gendered language, right?
Yeah.
So they are very open to it in general. So I think I might just like, you know, how do I say this? Get that problem out of the world, and I just talk to them next week and tell them that like the reasons for that, and tell them the reasons for that. Might work, might not, I don't know. But like this insurance that they want, that I just resign if there would be something bigger, like that's nothing they ask from others, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I sort of wonder what they would say about like is there like the lady who's like was pregnant is now like having her child. Is she also does she also have sort of like a student contract? No, right? She has like a proper full-time contract.
No. So she isn't pregnant, she already has the child.
Yeah, but was pregnant and has the child
Yeah,
now.
no, she had a regular contract.
Okay.
Um,
Like giving them the benefit of the doubt, maybe they would say the same to a student who's like pregnant. But it's definitely like it doesn't really matter if they say it to a student who's pregnant. Like if it's like only connected to this, but in any case, it's like I do understand their perspective, right? Like it's this like these like tiny contracts are always I don't know, like companies don't really give them out if they how do I describe that? Like
yeah, they don't want to give handouts. I get that.
so it's like I understand, but at the same time it's just like like it's really I don't know, it's just about practice. Because like you wouldn't do this to a full-time person, and I get that like a full-time person working there has like more commitment. Like they commit more to you, so you can commit more to them. And this is hella annoying. Such a complicated situation.
Yeah.
Ah. How do you feel about this? Like, do you feel like confused or conflicted or anything?
I'm mainly pissed.
Yeah.
I'm mainly pissed, actually.
How long
So-
have you, like, you've been in this company since, like, June?
It's at ZDF.
And that was, like, so this is your first contract?
With the ZDF, yes. Not my
Oh.
general first contract.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but effectively, they like want, like, she basically said she wants this, I call it insurance, which is something they probably won't ask from others. And yeah, I don't know. Like,
how does it make a difference for you personally if they were to ask it from others or not?
Like, personally, first of all, it would like right now, I don't feel like they really appreciate me, right? Like, if that's like already in like if that's enough reason to question me, to question me in regard of my potential efficiency, right? Then I feel like I'm not really being appreciated there, I guess. And like, how do I say this? I feel like if it would be a general thing that like everyone would have to cancel their to resign from their contract, if they are sick for more than like 2 weeks, for instance, right?
Yeah.
If there would be a general thing, I still would say like, oh, that's kind of shady business. And I probably just wouldn't do it, I guess. Like if that would stand in my contract, I would probably go to a lawyer for like 1 hour or probably to my professor, right? Would ask him, look, that's in my contract. Can they do this? Can they not? And I would just like keep everything as it is until the moment that they like say, okay, look, in your contract is this paragraph where you have to resign, and then I would say like, okay, look, you are not allowed to do this, right? That's why they won't write that in my contract.
Yeah.
But they want to have this my word on it, that I will basically resign once I get sick for longer than that. And like I can get sick for multiple reasons, right? Like, as I said, if I get run over by a car, it could be that I'm like in a coma for two weeks or something. Or I might not be capable of working, etc., etc. And in this case, I wouldn't resign, right?
Yeah.
Why should I resign? Like, not my fault, seriously. So yeah, I wouldn't resign in this case, and seriously, in the other case, I probably wouldn't resign as well.
Yeah.
Because like that's not something I do by choice, right? When it would be something like, oh, I take a vacation now for I don't know, 2 months or something, then I could argue, okay, look, let's maybe like I might do that at the end of my contract and we just terminate it earlier because like I'm not going to work, you won't get any workforce, and you can just hire someone earlier because like my contract ends 2 months earlier, right? When I'm going on the vacation, and that's something I would consider to be reasonable, right? Because effectively my contract is giving me no benefit at the time. It's only making the company lose work power.
Is it
If I'm sick, I
like
still need the money.
I think the situation with the holiday is different though, because they don't need to pay you on holidays, right? But they will
Yeah.
need to pay you if you are sick for a longer period of time. So if
Yeah,
you're
but
on holidays and they know you're on holidays for like 6 months, whatever, like they could employ another person because they have that money left. If you're sick for 6 months, they can't like they
that's the
with the same
logical
amount of money
assumption,
can't
yes.
afford.
That's a logical assumption, yes. There's also things like you have to work them into the field, right? So you have more expenses in general. That probably wouldn't be as much of a problem. But like ZDF is a big house, right? You can't just hire someone because someone else is gone, especially if it's like a minor position like mine.
I mean,
like if someone goes into Mutterschutz,
yeah.
Then they could probably hire someone, but just for this person is gone a little bit longer. They can't just hire someone because then the big boss will say, no, why? You have this contract. I only allow you to have like one of those contracts at a time.
Okay.
So I can't just take off a month or something like that, right?
If they can't write it in your contract,
Mhm.
it's like, and they just ask you to give them your word for it.
Yeah, well, I could lie, but I'm a terrible liar.
Yeah, but like, how would that like? I think it's not really about whether they like can do that or not, right? It's more about that they ask you to do that in the first place.
Yeah, that's effectively the bigger issue, and I'm going to try and basically talk them out of it, I guess. If they ask, I'm either gonna straight up lie and say, yeah, okay, I will terminate my contract then, or I would say, yeah, I'm not going to give you that word because which might lead to my contract being terminated right away, right? They might just not give me a new one.
What is your specific concern about them asking this? Is the specific fear that they're transphobic, or like what is the specific concern about that?
My concern that if they ask about having like this admission that you will resign is that they will bring that up whenever I'm sick.
Yeah. So
right? Whenever
basically,
I'm
your
sick,
concern is not only that you would have like you would feel sort of like the obligation to like do it if you turn sick longer, but your fear is that they will bring it up every time you're sick, and that it will
likely,
influence the sort of work relationship you have with them.
I mean, they already saying it's influencing my work relationship with them, right? Because like the first thing I'm gonna do when I hang up on you is going on a job market and looking for options.
Yeah.
Right. That's literally the first thing I have to do because they brought up they might not give me a new contract.
Yeah.
And I have less than 2 months now.
Yeah.
So I gotta find something new for the case that they won't continue it. So that is already impacting my work relations there.
But this is like I see how you mean it, but it's That's not the specific thing I mean. Like, so you can, like, what would be the, like, future concern, like, why you do this now? Because you don't feel safe to do the right thing for yourself and be sick, because you would fear they would bring it up, even if you're, like, only, like, normal sick.
I mean, I feel like let's just assume you are sick with corona or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, corona is like a special case.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if they give me a new contract, I might be eligible for home office.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but I might be. And honestly, if I would have had a home office 2 weeks ago, I would have worked. Right? Because, like, I wasn't in a state where I just couldn't work at all. My issue was that I have to commute for 2 hours each day. And that it was like additional, like I already had pain at home and it was additional pain to get there.
Yeah.
So I would have worked. The first time I was sick, I probably would have worked as well. It was just like a situation where I just like, where public transit and stuff like that was hardly bearable. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I would have worked if I would have had home office, but like the big boss kind of has a stick up her ass regarding this. Because like my two bosses basically yeah, I don't know, they somehow admitted it to someone who hasn't been there for 6 months, and that's like, for whatever reason, their rule that you have to be there for 6 months and then you might get home office. They somehow don't really want you to have home office, I assume because they don't really trust students. I don't know. But yeah, I might get home office. Like in this case, if I would get sick with corona or something like that, I might just work unless I'm like really like bound to my bed, right? But I wouldn't go to office if I have the flu or corona, for that matter.
Yeah.
Because that's straight up stupid. Like, everyone else would get sick and then, like, doesn't make sense. But assuming that I don't get home office and I'm sick for 2 weeks, they will be like, Laura is sick for 2 weeks now. Maybe she should resign, right? Maybe we can find someone else, because it doesn't really seem to matter what's the reason why I'm on leave, right? So yeah, I think they would bring it up no matter the reason why I'm sick, the moment that I'm sick for longer than a day or something.
Okay. Because I think with this, we sort of like get to the bottom of what you need from them. No? Like, this is not only an issue about, like, how dare you ask me this, but...
I mean, it is kind of an issue of how dare you ask me this, because, like, they're not supposed to ask.
Oh, yeah, definitely, like, as well.
Demand.
But I think the bigger issue, like, actually, like, holding you back from this is because if it would only be like, well, like, you're not supposed to ask me this, and like, you can't really, and like, fuck you, then it would be like, it wouldn't feel like really like hard to lie, maybe, and just be like, yeah, sure, and then like not do it, you know. But
No,
it's like you
really
want to have like
lying.
a good work relationship with them, and you don't want this like towering over your head now. Like, you want to feel like...
that's kind of the issue. If I lie, is that like I can't lie and then I just lie and then it's fine. Like, it's what do you say? Basically haunting me.
I know
so
what
like
you mean.
if I get into this lying, like, I mean, you said you're autistic as well. Then you know that you go like on a specific topic and you just can't let it go,
Yeah.
right? And it's in your head and it's returning like you're doing something completely different, not thinking about it, and suddenly it's there. And you can't get rid of it, and it takes some time until you get completely rid of it.
No, I feel that. That's like whenever I lie and it's like something where I feel like this isn't like, I don't know, just generally actually whenever I lie, I have the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes even about like portion sizes, like when we make food and I make like 2 portions and I know like I have the feeling that one of them is bigger than the other, even like only slightly or whatever. And not when I lied about it, but when I just like didn't make Zach aware of it, sort of, and he like could, you know, just like trust me to make them equal, and then they're like not equal, and now he's like picking the smaller one, sort of without knowing. You know, like there's a lot of like ifs, and like this is not really important to any amount of extent, whatever. But like even doing this, in the moment I tell myself like, this is like, Leah, you're like so over the top, like what are you, like serious? But then like later on it's like haunting me, and then I like come clean to Zach. But yeah, there's definitely, I understand this compulsion very well.
Yeah.
But I think it is important that that by they asking you this, you fear that this will come up whenever you're sick. Because they might just have asked you this for like the situation if you were like, because like let's see from the most optimistic view of their side. Like they heard you're trans and they like instantly think like, okay, like you're gonna have this huge operation, and like they don't know shit about this, right? But you're gonna get a new body, like you're gonna be like out for like 2 years or something. And they're considering to give you a new contract. Like maybe they're even considering to give you a longer contract because they have been happy with your work, right? But then they're like, okay, like
it's
how long are
capped.
you out for? Like maybe you were out for like forever, basically. And
so the total contract time is capped on 2 years.
Okay, but like 2 years is still a lot, right? So like it's a lot more than like what you have been given so far.
1.5.
And
because like they at the 6 months I was already there to it.
Yeah.
No, they're considering not giving me a contract because
they're considering what?
They're considering not giving me the follow-up contract for the 1.5 years.
Yeah. But it's like I just want to like focus on the most optimistic view of them. Because they might just like ask for this possibility of you being like sick for basically like endless amount of time, and they needing the work power and not able to get it, sort of, you know, because they still have to pay you. And like to be fair, yeah, after like 6 weeks or whatever, like the insurance is gonna pay. So technically that's already reduced to 6 weeks, because after that they would like get the money back and could employ somebody else. Oh well,
No,
actually, if their boss is like,
you're sick, you can't employ someone else. Because like I could end my sick leave anytime.
Yeah, and also like their boss is like sort of like capping the contracts they have, right?
Yeah.
You said, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay, so they can't even do that. That means like even if the insurance is paying, it's like not really changing their situation, right? Like they don't have a person they need. Like they lack 16 hours of work every week. And I feel like if I see it this way, I sort of like can have understanding for their side. And if only that is the issue, that they fear that they will lack like 16 hours of work for like a long period of time, not only like a few weeks, but like months. Then they wouldn't really mean to like bring it up like every time you're sick for a few days or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like, I mean, it's probably like a bit of emotionality right now, I guess.
Well, I don't think so. I think we just have like really high standards. Like I think, you know, like I feel like as an autistic person, you really like think about the words you use. And the only thing I learned is that in businesses with people in power of authority who actually like should do their job, they don't communicate as well as they should. They spend time on useless things because they don't work like really efficiently. For example, by communicating not well to other people around them. And they can be as careless with their words as like anybody else. So I think they are in this position that they know an information that they shouldn't, you know, that, or like they think they know an information, which they don't. But anyways, like they think they know that you might be out for several months because you have some type of operation. And now they sort of like want to plan with this, or like they already like they are planning with this in their heads, just because of like natural bias, you know. And that's why they bring it up, even though they shouldn't, because they're not aware of the pressure it portrays on other people in that area. Because you like, I think like you strike me as sort of like the same as me, that you're like hyper aware of social interactions. And just because you are aware, it doesn't mean that they are, which is frustrating. And it feels like people should be more aware, definitely. But I would give them the benefit of the doubt that they're just incompetent with this and don't really know what it implies or what it can imply to other people. So all your concerns you have, I would definitely like talk to them, like sort of like clarify if that's actually what they mean.
Yeah.
Like this like resigning thing, like will they bring it up if you're sick for 1 week? Like maybe they instantly say like, no, not that. Just like if you have that operation someday, you know, like then because we really need the work power, whatever. And then you can like evaluate again, sort of like to just sort of like get new information and more information.
Yeah.
But this is definitely such an annoying situation. Like I'm so sorry you have to go through this. Like there's just like more and more things coming, right? Like the doctors and stuff, and now work as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot, no? Oh no, wait, I have to...
But the thing is,
Sorry, I had to throw out the robot because otherwise I don't hear anything anymore.
Okay. The thing is, I just looked up, like the average German has like 18 to 19 sick days a year. Right? I'm at 7 in a bit over 4 months.
Yeah.
The average for 4 months would be 6 days.
Yeah. That's why I think it's not about the days. Like that's why in the beginning already I said like your days are like logical enough that I don't think it's about the days.
Yeah.
I think it's really this like bias that they think they have some type of information they already plan with, and it's just like incorrect. And this is sort of like where like how this miscommunication is sort of like starts, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would just like talk to them to sort of like clear up all the miscommunication and really like get the answers you want. So for example, like if they were to bring it up, if you're sick for 1 week, like would that be a thing? Is that what they mean? Or is it only if you know like you're gonna be out for like 3 months minimum? And then they might not even like, I don't know, like maybe they just say like, yeah, and then like for these like 3 months, like quit, but then like if you come back, you instantly get a new contract, whatever. Like there's a lot of things which like can help to make a good decision here. But I don't think it's bad to look for other jobs, because I feel like if you have another job in your backhand, you can also ask for better contracts from them, right?
No, because like that's, as in big companies, usually you have like standardized contracts. Like I get where you're coming from, and in most cases that would be true. But the contracts are not up for debate there.
I mean, it doesn't need to be money, right? It can also just be, for example, being able to do home office.
Yeah.
Or like stuff like this. And I mean, if the contract is like really shit, then you know you like rather switch because, you know. But I think it's always nice to know your options, to just sort of also know like how, I don't know, like how dependent you are on their offer. But yeah, like how do you feel in general about this? Like, are you exhausted?
Oh. Yeah, I guess, kind of. But I'm generally speaking exhausted lately, so.
Are you disappointed?
I think like I'm pissed. I'm not necessarily disappointed. That could be like a secondary emotion. But like, I don't know, those like very, very fine nuances emotion wise are like hard to grab for me.
Well, disappointed for me is not too much of an emotion, more of like a logical thing, actually. Disappointed means that you expected better, sort of. And now you're being like let down. Like you went into this talk, you thought about like, you had sort of like an expectation around how the negotiation or whatever, or the talk about the next contract is going to be. And you never thought they would bring up this topic, but now they did.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Because I feel like disappointment is oftentimes like really well connected to being pissed.
I don't know.
I mean, do you even want to go back to that company? Like work
Yeah, as I
more
said,
there?
I'm too lazy to find a new one.
Okay, so it's not so much as like one, but sort of like it's easier.
Yeah, right now it's easier. Like I generally like the stuff that I'm currently doing. Like sometimes sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. It's just like assuming that out of nowhere you just offer me a job, right? Same conditions,
Yeah.
etc., etc. Then I might just take it.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, why shouldn't I?
Yeah. So you feel sort of like less safe in the connection with this business. And that's why you're like less committed to them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just How do I say this?
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
一緒に暮らしている人っておじさんですか？お父さんにしては若いですよね。
はい。この辺家賃高くて、家事やる代わりに居候させてもらってて。
そうなんですね。
多分部屋に戻ったら、刑事の機嫌はすこぶる悪い。
ゴミ捨てに何分かかってるんだ？
ほらね。
コーヒー。
はいはい。
女と結婚したらどうだ？その方が幸せな人生が送れるぞ。
嫉妬深くて、すぐにこういうことを言う。そうかもね。俺、女の子も好きだし。ねえ、下脱いで。
朝っぱらから何言ってる？
脱いで。下も、全部。くそかわいい。俺さ、介護とか得意だと思うよ。刑事の下半身のことなら、もうすでに管理してるし。ねえ、刑事。男同士とか、年の差とか、刑事はいつも気にするけど、俺は、刑事が、年取ってしわくちゃになっていくの、一番近くで見ていたいんだ。いってらっしゃい。今日遅くなる？
ああ、会社を出るときに連絡する。お前は暇でいいな。俺と別れたらどうやって生きていくつもりだ？
そうだね。一生養ってよ。なんて、ライターとしてそこそこ収入あるし、何かあったら俺が支えるけどね。耳赤い。かわいい。口より饒舌な目が離れたくないという。
恥ずかしいやつだな。行ってきます。
いってらっしゃい。愛しい人。刑事が熱を出した。熱下がらない。なんでだよ。いつもなら薬と水飲んで寝たら下がるのに。肺炎起こしてる。朝一で病院。残業ばっかして。仕事なんて体壊してまですることかよ。刑事、
なんて顔してるんだ。こんなところで寝て。100まで生きる覚悟するか。
いってらっしゃい。
あ、
俺の一日は朝刑事を送り出すことから始まる。洗濯や掃除を済ませ、スーパーへ。この間の人間ドック、刑事のコレステロール値上がってたんだよな。夕食のメニューも少しさっぱりしたものにしてみるか。軽く昼食を挟み、午後は自宅でライターの仕事をして、刑事の帰りを待つ。19時。刑事はここ数日まともな時間に帰ってこない。今夜こそ早く帰ってくるかな。
子供が急病と園から連絡がありまして、早退させていただけないでしょうか。
わかった。
たびたびすみません。無言の圧力。胃がキリキリする。お疲れ。石原課長、何考えてんのかわからないよね。目つき怖いし、あれは絶対怒ってるよ。やめて。
関口は親の入院で来週半ばまで戻らないんだったか。急ぎの案件もある。少し厳しいな。残りは土日にやるか。子供を作らず親とは絶縁している。俺には仕事をすることくらいしかできない。このまま働いておいて。まだ起きてたのか。
0時回ってる。こんな時間まで仕事？夕飯は？
手持ちの CR バーで済ませた。
そんな疲れた顔して、なんでこんな無理して仕事するんだよ。
問題あるのか？一緒にいて心地いい人間じゃない自覚はある。それでも生活は保障するから、できるだけそばにいてほしい。お前だって俺の働いた金で生活してるんだろ。
本気で叩きそうだった。
俊よ。
刑事は一瞬の時に敏感だ。そのままベッドへ来て。服脱いでこっちに。
後ろを大きく広げられたまま前をこすられていくと、どこに力を入れていいかわからなくて、まるで水の中で捕まるものがないままもがくような 落ちるような感覚に襲われる。
ねえ、刑事。俺があんたの帰りを待ってる。それはあんたがここへ早く戻る理由にはなんないの？おはよう。座ってて。食事にしよう。
純也、俺に早く帰ってきてほしいのか？なるべく早く帰るようにする。
そうして。顔色良くなった？ねえ、刑事。週末はセックスして、よく寝て、よく食べて、そうやって過ごすためにあるんじゃないの？
そうだな。
月曜日、いってらっしゃい。こんなに離れたくないって顔してくれてるのに、週末にはマイナス思考に陥って帰ってくるんだもんな。ずっとこの部屋に閉じ込めて、甘やかせられたらいいのに。しないけど。
今日は、なるべく早く帰る。ん？
すみません。園から呼び出しが。
わかった。
先週長くお休みいただいてご迷惑かけたので、残りの業務引き継ぎます。
助かる。
今、表情あった。
休日。ねえ、刑事。午後から一緒にジム行かない？
いい。ジムなら会社で昼休みに行ってる。
初耳なんだけど。だったら、なおさら土日に二人で行こうよ。
男二人でか？
そんなの誰も気にしないよ。俺の行ってるジム、紹介キャンペーン中で初回無料だし、歩いてすぐのところだから。健康診断オール A、目指してこ。
少しだけなら。
昼間に刑事と二人で出かけるなんて、いつぶりだろ。
大げさだな。
受付の隣がロッカールームになってる。鍵は手首につけて、まずはウォーミングアップしようか。その設定だとかなり早いけど。
ああ、このマシンは使ったことがあるから大丈夫だ。ん？
意外すぎるでしょ。
こんな些細なことで、こんな顔するのか。
休日はいつもソファーで本を読んでいる刑事の走る姿。汗ばむ姿とかベッドの上でしか知らないから。長く一緒にいても知らない一面ってあるもんなんだな。来てよかった。
すみません。マシンの使い方がわからなくて、トレーナーさんの手が空くまで走っておいてって言われたんですけど。
スタートとストップくらいでよければ。
ありがとうございます。
そのボタンを押せば動き出します。
これですか？
ごめん。
いや、
こんにちは。いつもカースイで来てますよね。
はあ。
やっぱり気になってて。お仕事何されてるんですか？もしかして学生さん？
いえ、自宅で。
リモートの人増えましたよね。
なんで今日に限ってこんなに邪魔が入るんだ。そうか。いつもはイヤホンして声かけるのオーラガンガン出してるから。
私この近くに住んでて。
早く切り上げないと刑事が。刑事。失礼します。刑事、待って。ごめん。いつもあんなんじゃないんだけど。せっかくいい感じだったのに。俺にどうしろっての？
俺だったら、お前と二人の時に話しかけられても、愛想笑いなんてしない。
刑事はそもそも愛想笑いなんてしたことないだろ。でも、確かに、俺がそつなく会話を合わせようとしすぎなければ、刑事との時間を大切にできたのかもしれない。うん。そうだね。ごめん。
いや、なんで謝る？俺の嫉妬のせいだって分かってる。純也に当たることじゃない。
次は気をつけるから、また一緒に行ってくれる？よかった。
理不尽に謝らされているのに、どうして純也は笑うんだろう。
刑事かなり走れるんだね。知らなかった。運動不足かと。
これで腹まで出てきたら、お前の前で裸にもなれないからな。
もしかして、昼休みの内緒のジムは、そのためなんだろうか。ねえ、刑事。家に帰ったら、このままシャワー浴びる前に、抱いていい？
本当に、このままするのか。
どうせまた汗かくでしょ。後で、シャワー一緒に浴びよう。少し出てくるよ。夕飯前に戻る。おじさん、あいつは？
外よ。
なんで？雨の日は中に入れてくれって言っただろ。
あんたね。世の中の全部が猫好きと思うんじゃないわよ。こんな狭い飲食店に動物持ち込むあんたが悪い。
それはそう。おーい、大丈夫か？こいつを見つけたのは偶然だ。泣きもせず、誰にも気づかれず、路地の陰で弱り切っていた。なんか、どことなく似てるんだよな。懐かない。刑事と会ったのも、このバーで。こんな寒い雨の日で。
じゃあ、あと頼んだわよ。
今いる客が帰ったら閉めるから、心配すんなよ。
そこの席のさ。
マジで。
間違いねえよ。1年ぐらい前だったかな。マッチングアプリで会って一度やったけど、最悪だった。
へえ。運命の再会じゃん。声かけてみたら。
不快なら言い返すなり、席を立つなりしたらいいのに。こんな時、おじさんなら、うまく場を収めることができるかもしれないけど。そうですか？俺とは相性抜群でしたよ。ね。すごく、可愛かった。
どうも。
ありがとうございました。
なんで？
え？
俺が可愛かったことなんて一度もない。会計を。
ああ、はい。すみませんでした。俺、余計なことを。泣きそうで泣けないような声を殺した表情。この人を抱いたらどんな顔をするんだろう。きっと愛されたこの人はとても可愛い。出会ってから6年、一緒に暮らし始めて5年。未だに俺の言う可愛いは刑事の心に届かない。ペットホテルでも探すか。刑事。
帰りが遅いから、どこへ行ったのかと思って。
探しに来てくれたの？
いや、そういうわけじゃないが。
少し上がった息。いつもどこか不安げな刑事。俺にこんなに愛されてること、可愛いと思われてること、どうしたら伝わるんだろう。
それ、猫か？
ああ、ちょっと事情があって。
なるほど。子猫でもペットホテルに預けられるのか？
さあ、その辺は俺にもあんまり。
部屋のオーナーに連絡してみる。数日なら多分大丈夫だろう。
あ、刑事、コーヒー入れるよ。
ああ。はい。ええ。その件でしたら、はい。考えてみますので。ありがとうございます。またご連絡します。オーナーから返事が来た。短期間なら大丈夫だそうだ。
よかった。早く飼ってくれる人見つけないとな。
猫、好きなのか？
特別そういうわけでもないけど、なんかこいつは放っておけなくて。
オーナーに前々から打診されていたんだが。 この部屋、購入してみるか。そうすれば、ここで飼うこともできる。
え？
ここも住んで長いし、オーナーもだいぶ割り引いてくれるらしいから。
それって、猫とこの部屋、俺にプレゼントしてくれるってこと？
そんな、大げさなことじゃなくて。
俺たちそうしたら、一生一緒にいること確定だね。
お前があんまり嬉しそうに笑うから、ほんの少しそうなる未来を信じたくなる。
今日は思いっきり甘く抱いてあげる。届かないなら、俺が何度でも伝えればいい。刑事、愛してる。
なんで指回しさせられたのか全くわからないが、なんか気持ちよかった。無自覚。
おはよう。昨べは甘く抱くって言ったのに、意地悪してごめんね。だって刑事、俺が浮気してるんじゃないか疑って探しに来たでしょ。一体いつになったら俺のこと信じてくれるのかな。
ジュニア、今日は忙しいぞ。買い出しと動物病院に予約。
わかった、すぐ朝食作る。伝わらないなら何度でも伝えればいい。そう思ったのに、俺たちは盛大な大喧嘩をしている。マンション購入に向けて動き始め、拾った猫はシャノアと名前を付けた。俺はその変化に少し浮き足立っていて。
シャノアはなんだかジュニアに似てるな。黒いし。
俺は刑事に似てると思って拾っちゃったんだけど。
どこが似てるんだ。俺はこんなに可愛くないぞ。
いや、可愛いだろ。笑った。
そうだ。午後からペットショップに行かないか。ネットで紹介されてたおもちゃがあって。
行こう。刑事の方から二人揃って外出のお誘いなんて今まであったか？俺たちは今までになくいい感じで、俺はもう大丈夫なのではと油断した。
マンションを二人の共有名義にしたい？
そう。俺もいろいろ考えたんだけど、購入ってなったら大きな金額が動くだろう。刑事にだけ負担させたくないと思って。10年後、20年後の自分たちの生活のこと。できれば、二人でローンを組んで、それぞれ支払う形で、難しかったら頭金を俺が払う形でも。将来について、この機に一度話し合っておきたい。
いや、だが、収入がないのに、お前がどうやって支払うつもりなんだ？
そのことなんだけど。これ、 俺のウェブ通帳をプリントアウトしたものなんだけど。一緒に暮らし始めてから俺の収入のほとんどを貯金してて、ある程度まとまった金額になってる。一緒にローンを組むにはパートナーシップ制度への申請が必要みたいでさ。刑事が抵抗あるならこれを頭金にしてもらう方が現実的かも。刑事。
ライターってバイト程度のものじゃなかったのか。俺がお前にしてやれるのは経済的なことぐらいなのに、こんなにちゃんと。じゃあどうしてお前は俺と一緒にいるんだ。
どうして5年間掃除をして料理を作って帰りを待って一緒に寝て起きて、その全部本気で金のために俺がそばにいるんだって思ってた。ダメだ。たまらない。そんなクズ男が好きならそういう男と付き合えよ。ちゃんと紐やってくれて、遊ぶための小遣いせびって。あんたの体のことなんて考えずに乱暴に抱いてくれて、きっとあんたはそういう暴力からも快感拾えるんだろうし、粗暴に扱われて納得して安心するんだろ。
純也。何して。悪かった、純也。
ああ、そうか。ベッドにうつ伏せに寝て、手で両足首掴んで。早く。
純也。
やっぱり、こんなに乱暴に扱われても、ちゃんと立つんだね。これ、プレイじゃないよ。いくらあんたでも、一人くらい助けを呼べる相手がいるでしょ。
待ってくれ。純也。純也。
収入を今まであえて伝えずにいたのは俺だ。俺の収入がないらしいことが刑事の安心材料になっていたのも分かってた。この話はもっと段階を踏むべきだったんだろう。でも今ここで俺が出て行ったら終わる。いつだって必死で繋ぎ止めてるのは俺の方で。刑事は俺との未来を考えない。
純也。出て行ったのか。純也。純也。嫌だ。純也。 行かないでくれ。純也、愛してる。愛してる。愛してる。この音、ベッドから降りようとしてる。縛られたまま押しでもしたら。刑事！純也。刑事が、俺のこと愛してるのなんて、ずっと前から分かってる。思ってること全部顔に出るし、分かりやすいし、感情ただ漏れなんだよ。俺のことを分かりやすいなんて言うのは、お前だけだ。俺のことも分かってよ。俺があんたを愛してること、あんたが一番先に分かれよ。なんで一緒にいるのかなんて、そんなこと。これほどいてくれるか。純也は俺よりずっとポーカーフェイスだったんだな。俺が信じられないのは純也のことじゃなくて自分自身なんだ。こんな俺が理由もなく愛されるはずないって。でもなんとかするから。共有名義のことも考える。純也を傷つけないように変わるから。頼む。出て行かないでくれ。わかった。揃いのマグカップ割れなくてよかった。盛大な夫婦喧嘩だったな。乱暴なことしてごめん。いや、揃いのマグカップも手足を縛っていた2本のネクタイもいつだったか純也がプレゼントしてくれたものだ。お、起きた。風呂を沸かすよ。抱かれた後目が覚めるともう夕方で、部屋はすっかり元に戻ってて喧嘩なんてなかったみたいに夕飯を食べた。
いらっしゃいませ。ペアリングをお探しですか？
いつの日か渡せる日が来るといい。おはようございます。
おはようございます。久しぶりに土日晴れましたね。
本当に。
洗濯2回回せそう。
先日の純也の慌てぶりを見て以来、本気で変わらなくてはと、いろいろと本を読んだり、調べてみたりもした。そして、気づいたことがある。モラハラチェックリスト。誰のおかげで生活できているんだという、ちょっとしたことで不機嫌になる、親しい友人がいない。俺はどうやら、 ゲイの冴えない中年である上に、モラハラ男でもあったらしい。甘いマスクに、長い手足、料理ができて、年相応の十分な収入があって、どうして。
ただいま。
何度打ち消しても考えてしまう。純也なら、俺なんかじゃなくて、他にいくらでも。ゴミ捨て、ありがとう。
コーヒー入れるよ。シャーノアはもうご飯食べただろ。
家事は自分のすることではないと思っている。ソファーから立ち上がらない。俺が入れようか。
大丈夫。刑事はゆっくりしてて。
そうか。考えてみれば豆の場所も入れ方もわからないか。どの本にも自分の気持ちと向き合えとか、カウンセリングを受けろとか書いてあるけど、なんだかこれじゃ本質から遠ざかってるような気がする。
刑事がおかしい。これやっぱりこの間の俺のブチギレのせいだよな。もはや黒歴史。変わろうと努力してくれるのは嬉しいけど、無理して溜め込んでほしくない。刑事、コーヒーどうぞ。
美味しいな。どうやって入れるんだ？今度俺にも教えてくれ。
いいよ。でも俺、料理も家事も好きだから、もし分担とか考えてるなら気にしないで。
あ
あ。さっき窓から俺のことを見てたでしょ。女と結婚すればいいとかもう言わないんだ。
言わない。あれは本心じゃなかった。一体何度純也に同じようなことを言っただろう。その度に純也の周りの空気がひりつくのが分かっていたのに。
本心じゃないなら、刑事は本当はどう思ってたの？
どうって。
知りたい。教えて。
自分の気持ちと向き合う。俺は、純也が女性と笑って話してて、ああ、お似合いだなって、すごく嫌な気持ちになって、俺の純也なのにって、嫉妬。
それで俺を怒らせてどうしたかったの？
お前が怒ってくれるのを見て、そのくらいにはまだ俺に気持ちがあるんだって確認したくて。
ひどいな。俺が傷つくとか思わなかった？
純也。
続けて。
怒ったお前はきっと俺を抱くから怒らせて。ああ、俺は本当に言うことを聞くふりをして、俺はどこまでも自分勝手で、こんな子供っぽい理由でたくさん抱いてほしくて、純也の気持ちをないがしろにした。抱かれて安心したくて。
ねえ。 今は俺にどうしてほしい？
抱いて欲しい。
いいよ。刑事が安心するまで思い切り抱いてあげる。刑事の心も体も俺の支柱になってほしい。親とも同僚とも友人ともつながりの薄い刑事のままでいてほしい。モラハラ気質なのは俺の方だ。いびつな俺の独占欲を刑事は難なく受け止めてくれる。ねえ刑事、ずっと俺と一緒にいて。
手続きは以上です。ご確認ください。ありがとうございました。
はい。
ありがとう。本当に良かったのか。これで簡単には別れられなくなったぞ。
望むところだよ。
It's just like if you come around and like I wasn't gone for like I don't know for 3 weeks or something, right? Like basically for me it comes down to the question like, do they expect me to be gone for a long time? Right? If they do expect that for whatever reason, they shouldn't give me a new contract.
Yeah.
Right? If they expect me that I will be gone because of the trans topic, which objectively I haven't had any actual sick leaves from, which they might not know, but I will tell them. Then it's a different issue. And like in this case, depending on how they phrase it, I might just escalate that to some extent. Like I don't know. I mean, it's not going to change much, but it's making their lives miserable if I go to the Betriebsrat or something like that, or to the Schwerbehindertenvertretung, and just tell them like, look, I have 7 days of sick leave. That's like and I mean it's mid, like you basically have like 1.5. The average German is 1.5 days each month sick, right? It's mid October. So as long as I'm not gone for a week again now, I'm pretty much on average, right? So basically, I'm getting questioned because I'm the average in being sick. And if they should pursue this whole trans topic, then it's somewhat discrimination because, like, I don't have an operation planned. I don't have anything planned that would take me out for a while in this regard. Like everything I have planned is something that will be done in like one afternoon. That's it.
But I mean, they don't know, right?
Well, I don't know what they know, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I literally don't know what they are aware of.
So I think definitely like clarifying that would help. Because like you say, like I don't think your sick days are the reason. I think your sick days are the argument they bring up because they don't have any others really, or like they don't feel like their other arguments are as valid because it's only like expectations or assumptions. For example, they can't really bring up the arguments that like they expect you to have this like huge operation, right, which is gonna take you out or something. That's why they might bring up your sick days so far as a replacement argument. So I feel like, honestly, just, I don't know, I think being really straight with them and being like, I have the average amount of sick days. So this is like not the problem here, right? So what is the problem? Like, do you think I have like an operation coming because I'm trans, because you sort of implied that it's about the trans thing? Like, what is your expectation? Like, why do you don't trust that I come to work? Like, why do you like ask me for this like verbal assurance and nobody else? Because I think you deserve to know. Like, even if you don't take a contract there, I think you deserve to know what's going on. Because, like, leaving that company with assuming they're transphobic is, like, really... I don't know, like, it might be unnecessary stress, right? It might be, like, an unnecessary negative next example of the world, which is going to influence how safe and connected you are and feel to society, right? So I think just getting like the proper answers to this, like being really straight about this and really honest and getting those answers to then at least know like either they actually are transphobic, and then you know it's not like you have that negative like assumption about society now for a reason, you know, like it's not like it's not an assumption, it's like it's a fact. Or they might just turn out to be like incompetent with assumptions and absolutely unaware and unknowing of trans experience. And then it's maybe still a negative impact about society because you think like, damn, like everybody's fucking stupid, but like it's a different type of negative impact.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like, I don't know, like if they were to say this with the assumption that trans people in general just get more sick, or I don't know, like not as productive, you know, like not even the operation, but just like in general, just because you're trans, they expect you to be more sick because you're, I don't know, maybe supported by the assumption that like trans people are whiny or whatever. I think this is really like, first of all, like highly unfair and like just not right. But also, I don't know, like this just sucks, you know? And I think you deserve to get the proper picture about this, you know? I think it would really help to sort of know if that actually is the case.
I will see next week, I guess.
Yeah. But I think you shouldn't be afraid to bring up all those points which don't make sense to you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of those questions are an issue, you know? I think, to be honest, like I guess like definitely like some people can't handle clarity as much and like a lot of information not as much, and they sort of like hold on to like bad arguments if they're being found out. So like this can the talk can still be like really annoying, but in essence, like any of those questions are like, if they're being answered, they're just gonna give you more clarity. And it doesn't mean that you need to forgive them or anything, or that it's like gone or anything, but that you just have more clarity what's actually happening and what they actually think. And I feel like knowing what others actually think about you can really help to have like an accurate image of society. And I don't know. I mean, I definitely hope they're just like, I sort of like expect or hope, well, I don't know them, right? But I just like, this just sort of seems like one of those situations where they are just sort of like unaware of the authority structure they are in and what pressure they actually do have. Like, there's bosses who just still sort of like ask women like what they like if they want to get pregnant or like have babies, like what the family situation is and is going to be. And a lot of them just sort of like ask this with no negativity in their head, right? Like they're interested because you like buddy up with your boss sometimes. And then it sort of gets more casual, but at the same time, they're still your boss. And I feel like it's something like being a really good boss who's never pushing the pressure or like pushing the authority they have is really hard for most people, especially for people who are not as aware. So I don't know, that's sort of like the thing I expect. Like I expect them to just be a little bit incompetent. I don't think there's any like bad intentions. I just think they're unaware of the implications it has for you. And I think that's something we should get better as society, definitely. Because as you feel right now, this has definitely like implications. And I think that's also something you can make them aware of, you know? And it's something you're gonna make them aware of by like asking, like, if this is only like sort of like asking if your interpretation of this, that this is maybe only because you're trans and stuff like this, is correct. Because then you sort of like, a lot of people are just not aware of what they imply and what they showcase, sort of. And then like sort of like showing them on the silver platter, hey, like this is actually like what you like this is what I understand if you say stuff like this. It's sometimes really eye-opening to others. Because let's be real, like the most people are not like hyper socially aware, because they never had to make that much of an effort to like fit into society in the beginning. But I think you can feel all of those feelings you do have because of that. Because it's a really annoying situation, and I think especially for people like us, who are like very, I guess, like logical and sort of see very clearly what is right and wrong, or like have a clear image of what is right and wrong. Situations like these always have like a huge sort of like impact on our world belief system and how we see society and ethics in general, sort of, and also like moral questions about like how should we feel now, like how angry can we be on those people, how angry can we not, and stuff like this. But I think just entirely separate from society and from all of those things, you can, like you can be really sad about this, you can be really angry about this, even if they didn't mean it like this, which doesn't mean that you like need to like shove that anger in their face and like punish them or like like have revenge on them or anything, because like both of it can exist, right? Like they can be like incompetent and didn't mean it like this, and you can be really hurt from this. And I think just sort of like giving yourself space to experience those emotions, giving yourself space to like really, I don't know, to just like really flame them can feel like really well, like really good. So if you want, we can sort of like try to.
No, I don't.
Like,
Nah.
I think it can feel really good. Like it's scary to
Yeah,
be.
but I don't have like.
You don't have
I don't
to
know.
mean it, It
Yeah,
can
but I
just.
don't have anything to flame. Like I'm like, I don't know if they were dipshits, I could like just go after them full throttle. Like I don't know if they're like being assholes on purpose, I can point that out, but like they are not. So like I don't really have an issue with them in general. It's just that like, yeah, I don't know. They just put me in a position where I have to justify myself for something I shouldn't have
Yeah.
to justify.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm probably going to justify myself because like I don't really have a lot of other options. But and I
Well,
will
you could
point
just
out
quit.
that like, yeah, I could just quit, but like that is no real option because I have issues like that. The thing is, I need money to live, and I could probably live for like, if I really cut it down to the bare minimum, I could probably keep on living for like, I don't know, if I'm really on like the whole
We
okay, I gotta
don't need
survive.
to know. It's fine. You don't need to calculate that right now. Like
I
I get it. At the
die or
same
get
time, like you
evicted for a
could
couple
technically
months.
like apply for new jobs and just wait how that turns out. And if you find a better one, then not confront it. And if you don't, then confront it. Like there's like a lot of different situations and a lot of different
I mean,
decisions
that's
like you could
effectively
make, right?
what I'm going to do, right? Because that is effectively what I'm going to do. As I said, like when I hang up on you, the first thing I'm going to do is go into a job website and start looking for jobs. So yeah, I don't know. And if I find something, then yeah, it could turn out that I would just take the new job instead,
Mm.
right?
I would
The
really like to sort of like see you like let go of all the ifs and like, well, but they also like didn't mean it, and just like, is there like, to me, like I know how, like I definitely like know there's a need to articulate yourself properly and like be aware of the other persons and like, you know. But I like, to me personally, there's like this, for some situations, there's sort of my logic, and then there's my, I don't know, maybe inner child. And it's like my logic is like, well, but they maybe didn't mean it. It's like mentalizing. It's sort of like trying to, okay, but well, like being angry now doesn't help, and let's look into this, and well, I mean, this isn't how I planned it, but things have to be done. Like I need to find a solution now. And then there's my inner child, which is blissfully unaware of all these complications, and is just sort of like, this sucks. Like, people are so stupid. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how? Like, and it's, I don't know, like sometimes it really helps to sort of like let go of all this and just say these like feelings out loud, even though you know logically that they're not right, and that's not what you like. You don't hate all others or whatever, you know, like it's just something you, like, your angry inner child feels inside, and it can really help to let it out. And like, I don't know if that's the case for you as well, right? Like, people are different, and like how people regulate their emotions is different. But to me, what I really like just doing is sort of like, in those moments, I usually like rant to Zach, and it's like, I have handled this entire topic logically already, and then it's like, okay, close door, and then I notice, well, there's actually like, I closed the door on this now, but there's still something. Like, even though like all of this is handled, there's still some like residue, sort of like, there's still some like feeling of like anger, sadness, maybe isolation, and being like pissed off that I even had to put in that effort, because in my optimal world, this wouldn't need to happen. And like, it's sort of like, it comes like, I feel like it's more this like frustration with, I don't know, which is combined with this autistic feeling of like, I know what's right, I know what's wrong, and like, why does nobody else, like this, like, we wouldn't even need to be in this situation, like this is clearly not the optimal situation, like there's clearly a better system, and it's like so easy, but like nobody gets it, and only because nobody gets it and everybody's stupid, I need to actually like do this. And it's not what I like logically think, right? Like, I don't think I'm like on top of the world and the smartest person ever, and like this is like so easy to figure out, and like we're just like not doing it, whatever. Like, I know the entire context around it, but it doesn't matter for my inner child, because my inner child is blissfully unaware of that context. Like, my inner child is like 5 years old and didn't get the lollipop, and she's mad. And she doesn't care that she's like, her tiny teeth will like fall out or anything, and that like, I don't know, maybe she just had like a filler getting done by the dentist or whatever, and now she needs to be like, I don't know, like take care of that and like be especially cautious or whatever with sweet things. She doesn't care that she already had like 500 lollipops, and if she now eats like more, she's gonna get sick. and gonna vomit the entire rest of the day. Like, she doesn't care about any of this. She's mad she's not getting a lollipop. And I feel like sometimes this can help, even if it feels like, I don't know, even if it feels sort of like dramatic or not like valid or righteous or, you know, like any of that. I think it can help. And the best part about it is every time I sort of let go of this, it like, at the end of it, I have to laugh because it's so funny. Because it's such a, because I'm aware of what I say in that moment, right? So I'm like, logically, I know how none of this makes sense and how anything of this is taken so out of context and like only seen in this like tiny picture and is so heavily influenced just by my emotions and how I want to see the world right now, sort of. And then I just like always have to laugh, which is sort of the best thing because you end on like on a good note. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's
It's
fine.
just I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. We will see next week, I guess. But yeah,
It's fine.
the
Like,
thing what I just noticed is that I can screen for positions I might want to apply to, but like I want to have an Arbeitszeugnis from my current
yeah.
job, so I probably have to ask for that tomorrow. And then they can take up to 2 or 3 weeks for it. So I'm seriously running out of time here.
I mean, you can maybe already apply for jobs and like put in the work you've done yourself and then just be like, I already applied for like an Arbeitszeugnis and it's like, I'm gonna give it to you on a later note if you're interested.
Yeah. And I could probably write in that I'm employed from June to December, and then they will see that I'm still working there.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
probably the smartest move. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you're gonna be able
just-
to handle this. You're capable. You're gonna handle this. It's gonna turn out fine. Like you're gonna find some solution which works out in the end. It's just exhausting right now. And maybe you can do something for yourself because you are exhausted. Maybe you can do something for yourself and you can rest or recover.
yeah, I guess.
Is there any news about your friend situation, by the way? Have you thought about what you want to do
we
about it?
just like I'm if that happens again, I'm going to address it. But
All right.
for now, like we didn't play Baldur's Gate yesterday because this time I was gone for a very long time. So he said like he might play Dungeons and Dragons. He didn't ended up to do so. But I was like gone, and yeah, it was too late for him in this case. Like I was basically at home at like 8:15, and he wanted to go to bed at 10.
Yep.
And then he decided, okay, it's too late, and then we watched 2 episodes of Supernatural, and then it was fine.
That's also nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything sort of maybe I could have done better in this talk? Like anything where you felt like I didn't understand that like easily and it was sort of like effort? Or like
No.
You can also like think about this and text it later.
Okay. Yeah. Ugh. Alrighty.
But I see you. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
Yeah.
But well, we will see.
Also, so annoying that you now need to handle this conversation because they don't clearly communicate about it.
Yeah, I might just like if I see my boss tomorrow, I might just like drop it like somewhat so that she already has like something to think about, because like
I mean, you can also write an email if you want to, with all of those questions.
yeah, but then something is being misinterpreted or something, and
Yeah.
like it's usually easier to in my opinion, it's more often easier if you have like the option to immediately
Intervene if somebody is going to the
intervene
wrong
if
direction.
something's gone south,
Yeah.
rather than having like this massive email where I'm effectively somewhat accusing them of something, where they will just sit there and are basically overwhelmed by it and be like, oh geez, now I'm in the position where I have to protect, where I have to justify, and that's sometimes like a scary situation, because I feel like sometimes people will, like, in my opinion, it's justified criticism, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes people will get really defensive, even if the criticism is justified, right?
I think it's
I just
even
kind of
if
want to avoid
criticism is
that.
justified, I think this is sort of the case because a lot of the time we don't mean to do something and then we feel like it's like we're surprised by the criticism, you know, like we didn't expect it because we didn't mean to do so. And we didn't
Yeah.
notice how it sort of blew up. And I think that sort of adds to the equation because then we're not like prepared to face this, which puts us in a higher stress level, right? And then at the same time, we sort of feel like, well, but we didn't mean to do this, so like it's like unfair to like punish us for this because this wasn't even like the purpose of it. But I think it's
Yeah.
easier to just sort of try to be curious and ask for clarification in a curious way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like curiosity sort of gives you the answers you want and is less threatening to people. So if you really try to sort of like understand what they actually want to know and what they are actually like concerned about, then you might be able to like clarify any misunderstandings without having to be in this like facing off situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. It's just annoying, I guess. And like, I mean, maybe it could be that like the minor boss will come around, and she will be like, oh yeah, we talked about this. This was because of sports injury, and she just didn't told the bigger boss.
I mean,
so like that's still an option that they didn't communicate in between themselves, and the big boss just came back and saw, oh, there's another week gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I said something that that she took in the wrong kind of way or something, like I would see, and like it's just mainly annoying.
I think in a weird way, this is also the culture we shape in society right now, right? Because we have on one hand we have people who like who think trans folk is a problem, and then on the other hand we have people who, because of those people as well, feel like, okay, we need to protect trans people, which then also means that they need protection, which is a lot of the time sort of like implied in our society with weakness, right? And fragility. So I don't know, and it doesn't really come from a bad place in the first place, right? But then it sort of translates to a non-independent picture of the person. But yeah, I think just sort of like being curious and trying to like find the place where it like went wrong, because they're gonna have like some type of logic, right? Like and like of course there's like some people who are just like transphobic, but I guess they probably wouldn't be, because you said the business itself is like really open, right? I mean, doesn't like can still be the case, but if it isn't, they're probably it's just many miscommunications coming together sort of to shape this image. So I think just really being curious and like picking it apart and sort of like telling them how things came across to you, and just sort of being like, maybe like if this helps, like I think I would maybe say something like, hey, about like the time we talked about the contract, I really wanted to talk about it because I don't know, there's some things I sort of understood where I didn't feel like that's maybe how you meant them. And so, for example, when you explain this and this to me, with this, like, to me, this sounds like every time I'm more sick, like there's going to come up this question. And it also like sounds like you think I was like more ill than other people, whereas I think I was like ill on average, right? Like, is this sort of like showing it of this perspective, like this and that, what you said, came across to me like you mean this and that, and like, is that really what you mean? You sort of kind of already like set like this like curious sort of state where the other person feels that you don't expect the worst from them, but you sort of like, you believe they are a good person, you believe they didn't mean to hurt you, and you just need like clarification if how they meant specific things, because you like, to you they came across weird, but that like surely can't be the case, right? Because like they're amazing people. Sort of like it sets the stage like this, where it's like way easier for a person to actually like come in your direction, and because they don't feel like they need to I don't know, convince you or like defend the fact that they're like a good person or anything, you know? But it's just sort of about details where it's like easy to talk about. Doesn't raise the stakes so much. If that helps.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, maybe just take a break for today of this topic.
Yeah, it's probably best.
And just sort of
I'm
like
just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just try to do something for yourself where you feel like you recover and you feel regulated afterwards. So like if you plan, for example, on like playing with friends or
Also on
whatever.
League of Legends.
Yeah, like I mean, you can try, right? Like for some people it helps, in some situations it helps. But definitely like when you do, like after like one game or two, like try to feel if you feel regulated again. Like, do you feel safe again? Do you feel do you feel positive again, optimistic? And like if you don't feel better than before, then try something else. Like really try to find something where you feel more regulated than before afterwards. And I doubt it's gonna be League. But it could be. Sometimes it can also just be laying on the floor and crying. Sort of depends on the person.
That sounds terrible.
Well, crying does really help with emotions. Like, usually you feel better afterwards. Like, maybe not like from in terms of like your eyes, because like for example my eyes like always like swell up really bad, but in terms of like emotions, it's one way to like process them and like let them out. So
Oh well.
I don't know, like try to do something where you feel like afterwards you're like sort of okay with the situation, and you feel like you're sort of okay and feel like re-energized to take on the effort to apply for jobs or stuff like this, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I'm probably gonna try and find some food or something.
Food is a good idea.
Okay, thanks for talking.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you. So welcome back in chat. And welcome Naradim. Welcome, welcome. I took off the vacuum robot. The vacuum robot is really loud, and like afterwards, when I like sent him out, he bumped into the door like really hard. Like, let me in. Welcome back, Naradim. How are you, Naradim? Yeah, seriously. It was loud. Like I was like, okay. I don't really appreciate the song right now. Do we maybe want to listen to some jazz? We can like either do piano or we can do jazz. Ooh, what is this? Healing harp? This is nice. Luxury hotel lounge. The water boiler is set on 70 degrees. Ooh, damn. Jazz for autumn. Pretty good so far. First half of the day is done. Still have training at around 6 p.m. today, but man, sleep schedule's out of control. Oh no. My sleep schedule on the weekend, oh my god. I messed up. I seriously messed up. It's not going well the past few weekends. So on Saturday, on Saturday I wanted so essentially with our D&D group, and we met on Friday. We talked about the Critical Role campaign 4. By the way, I watched the first one, but not the second episode, okay? No spoilers. But so good, by the way. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But campaign 4, next level shit. Like, campaign 4 seems like a movie about people playing D&D. Like, it seems cut. Like, honestly, like, it doesn't seem like it's real time. Like, everything is so smooth. Like, it really seems like they, like, cut it to perfection and, like, cut all the times out where people say, like, and, oh, what do I have? It's, like, so smooth, and there's so many people involved. It's so cool. Can really, like, to anyone, I can only, like, Critical Role campaign 4, tippity top of everything. Love it so much. So inspired by Critical Role campaign 4, I talked to our D&D campaign, and we were like, actually, let's sort of get into making battle maps and stuff like this. So then on Saturday, I looked into making, like, because there's so many free assets on this, actually. And there's, like, a creator, which is called, like, I think, like, M2430 or something. And he's making all types of models since years. He has, like, all the models from, like, the monster manual and stuff like this. And so cool. And I downloaded, like, some of his models and, like, put them into a file and, like, sent them to, like, our friend, because he has, like, a 3D printer. And I also, there's, like, people who have, like, have files about these, like, condition rings. And actually, like, I thought, like, maybe, like, buying them will be easier. But apparently with the, like, our friend can do, like, 2-color printing, and they turn out, like, pretty fine. So he's making them himself now, and I also sent him, like, all of these files, and then some, like, the spell size indicators, and, like, some, like, height indicator tower sort of things. And then sort of, like, some items of cover. So for example, like a stone, a bush, one tree, so that we can, like, have something for cover. And the other thing I want to make is make proper battle maps. And I think, like, everybody has heard already about these, like, battle maps which are, like, laminated. And then you can, like, just with those, like, wet or dry color erasers, like, draw on them and then, like, erase it. So it's basically just, like, this terra texture laminated, and then you, like, draw on it, like, how your map specifically looks. And I've seen this multiple times, and what I also have seen is that those laminated things stain. And they apparently stain not, like, rather quickly. So my idea was, I'm gonna make these texture whatever things. Also I looked into those texture things, and I think that the textures of the, like, most common ones you can buy are ugly as fuck. So I'm gonna make them myself. Like, this is my ambition was to make them myself, with, like, with AI generating and stuff like this, and then just generating this texture and then, like, making the whole map. And I thought, like, maybe we can make, like, sort of like a grass texture, and then sand, ice, and then we make, like, and then, like, water. But then we make, like, one river sort of, like, separately, so we can just, like, lay it on top of it wherever, like, we need it, sort of. And then, like, maybe some, like, trees also, like, flat, so we can lay them, like, where we want them to, and stuff like this. And then sort of have this, like, stacking situation where you put, like, the texture map, and then you can put, like, the river where you want it, and, like, the trees where you want it. And then you don't, like, laminate any of this. Like, all of these are, like, they're maybe laminated for the purpose of, like, keeping them clean and stuff like this, for, like, safekeeping. But essentially they're only, like, printed on, like, thicker paper, and that's it. And then what we do is we, like, sort of assemble it, and then put, like a really thin glass or plexiglass pane on top. And then we draw on the plexiglass pane, or glass pane, whatever we decide to use. But this is sort of the idea I have. because I feel like, I don't know, like I have the feeling it's gonna turn out great. And then if it's like only paper, you can also like just make more of them as you go, sort of, and as you need them. Because you don't really, you know, like there's no, you don't like, it's not that hard to make them. Like essentially you just need a printer. Like to be fair, okay, we want to make it in DIN A like 2, so this is rather huge. But it's still like technically you could print it on the go and wouldn't even need to go to a printer shop. But yeah, so that's why I feel like, okay, like this seems like a really nice idea. But yeah, I don't know, like I didn't like getting the AI to run was actually really hard and took really long. And on Saturday I was awake till 5:30 in the morning. Yeah. So on Sunday I woke up at like 12 and went to bed at like 1. So now I'm sort of like back into normal rhythm, but oh my god, this took a while. And the maps are not even done. Like I don't have the texture yet I want to use. Because I have found like the website which is called okay, I have no idea, but I have found a website where you can get like free textures. But the textures look ugly. Like the textures, okay, like they don't really look ugly, but they look too realistic. Like I want anime type textures. So yeah, I don't know. So that's why I have to make my own textures. I didn't find any like anime type free grass textures or anything online. So yeah. But yeah, we don't necessarily want to make the battle map, actually. We just want texture maps. And then like draw the battle map on, essentially, right? Because we don't want to like print out a new battle map for like every session. Also, the other thing is that Zach is actually really like our D&D session with Zach, where Zach is DMing, Zach has like no time to like properly prepare for those sessions. So like all of those sessions, it's like a low effort D&D session. It's just sort of like we sort of like go through it as they come, and that's why we need like battle maps which can be like spontaneously assembled. But yeah. Cold showers for this week. Can you not like put like the heat like less, like sort of like a mix? Isn't that like how it usually works? Because 70 degrees, oh my god. I mean, I had 2 weeks of vacation, so usually I went to bed at like 4 a.m. till 9. Then I was out of the dog, and then I slept till like 1 p.m. I have to be awake and productive at 4. That's a huge switch. But which website do you have, by the way? Just to make sort of sure I checked all of the options. Yes, please. Nobody was typing. Okay. Ah. Oh, this one's like, is it free? Because it says like you can even use all the maps commercially. And the yearly, like, pro version is costing $25. Whoever made this is a G. Like, who made this? FHQ. No, this is the contact us. I don't know who made this, but it's amazing. And they don't even like... Nobody's taking credit for this. And with premium, it's infinite. It costs like €5 per month for premium. It seems amazing. I'm gonna definitely try this later. Like, this could potentially fix all my problems. Like, I really hope that the grass they have looks nice. But we'll see. But this seems good. Thank you for the link on that. So, how are you doing, Naradim? How is your mental health? Or your health in general? I mean, it's a combination. I would say pretty stable since the last time we spoke about it. I don't know, I just don't stress out about a lot of things at the moment. Nice. That sounds nice. But you don't say it in a really, like, happy way. Like, isn't that, like, really good? Are you doubtful of some things? The sky is so grey today, but the sun is still finding a way to come out. On one hand, it's like really nice. I think it's so cute. On the other hand, I'm at the PC. You don't need to come out today. You'd rather like piss me off. Like, it would be nicer if you come out tomorrow. Like, then I have time. But I appreciate you trying, doing your best. Oh, there's somebody doing something outside, which makes a weird noise. I'm seriously not sure what, though. Because it's... because it sounds so... yeah, it's some type of construction, but... I don't know. It is pretty good at the moment, but I'm always careful with that, especially after my first real week back, after work in combination with training and the online class. So you don't sort of trust the peace right now? Type situation? Like, maybe this is only the quiet before the storm, or how is it? I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I want to make like a autumn themed stream overlay. And maybe like Christmas themed. I just got sort of like I was just scribbling a bit on this sheet of paper. And I was like noticing how the music sounds really like cozy and comfy. And I just felt like, oh, this feels good. Like, I love how, I don't know, like the leaves are turning yellow and red and brown. And the sky is turning a bit darker, sort of cloudy, but the clouds are still like lit up by the sun. And it's, I don't know, it's like this, it's sort of like a mellow feeling, because it's not warm outside, it's cold. Might rain, you know. You sort of like, you never know, because like every cloud looks like dark enough so it could hold rain. And I don't know, then with this music it feels so cozy, like it feels like I have like my stove in the back of the room. And I have like my cookies ready to eat and my tea and like my blanket. I don't know. Like it really feels like one of those like autumn lo-fi like thumbnails of the YouTube playlists. But Narim, how... I'm sort of like low-key still waiting for an answer, but I hope you understood that it was a question in the first place. With how's your like... Is it like the concern of like, if this is just a quiet before the storm, like do you not trust the peace right now? It's fine. That's always the annoying part about being like in like a chat stream situation. Because I don't know if you didn't hear or if you're just typing. That's the annoying part. Like I'm just waiting, and then like 5 minutes later it's like, oh, by the way, like, I don't know, didn't hear. But the thing is, you don't even say you didn't hear, right? Because you didn't hear. You didn't even hear that you should have heard something. Oh, it's such a struggle. I don't know. I guess it's like, I was about to say like, I don't know how like big streamers do it, but I guess it's like a different thing if you have like, I don't know, like a lot of chatters, because if one chatter is like not answering, like, I don't know, like everybody will feel like they're being talked to, so you're gonna get a lot of different answers. You're not really dependent on like one person like actually like talking to you. I never trust peace like this, but it is a me thing. I personally don't believe that you just get something without giving something. I mean, I don't want to like say it's like not real or anything. Like I don't want to put this in like make any question about the reality of like the truth of the statement or the factuality. But low-key, it's kind of sad, right? It's like, even if this is true, like, it's low-key sad, no? It's like this. I don't know, that every good thing costs something or takes sacrifice. It's like, even if that's true, it's like, if that is true, it makes you like, what if you got something like really nice, but you didn't sacrifice anything for it? Like it's not gonna feel nice, right? Like it's gonna feel like you look around, like where's the like danger waiting? Like where's the part where I need to pay something for this? It's sort of like, I feel like it's like, I don't know if the world is like this or not. It doesn't, like, the reality of it also doesn't really matter, right? But I feel like it's sort of sad how you could get the most beautiful thing and like for free. Like you could be one of those like lucky people, you know, who just got it just like that. Like, and like we wouldn't believe it. We would feel anxious. We would feel like, okay, like something like the universe is gonna take something away, like something's gonna, you know, like I'm gonna have to sacrifice something. Like there's gonna, like, this will come at a cost. Yeah. So you either paid already or you wait to pay. How does it work with a person? Like if a person does something like really, really nice to you without like any reason, like how would it feel? By the way, guys, I just noticed something. I think we should maybe, like, I don't know if this is necessary, but I feel like maybe we should have like sort of like a safe word of like, and I don't mean like an actual safe word or anything. I just like mean like in the something that sort of works in that way for people who want to like take part in the stream but don't have the capacity to be like question themselves. Because I feel like otherwise a person who doesn't have the capacity to be questioned themselves right now will have to like not watch the stream, or essentially, well, they can still watch the stream but like not type in chat, because then they will be questioned. Like otherwise, like only this works, sort of. So I feel like maybe we need to do like a sort of like a safe word, or like a, well, I guess we already like started with this question, like, do you want to take part in it? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be like, you know, like questioned or like have like a deep conversation, but maybe just that you want to listen to deep conversations. So I don't know, like, do you guys think that would be beneficial? And like, how do we make this? Like, how do we achieve this? Definitely. I mean, that's for sure. Like I hope everybody knows this. That like they could always just say like, no, I don't want to answer. But at the same time, I think there's a question itself can already sort of like put you in a position where you like maybe want to answer, you know, like where you feel like mean to not answer, or where you already like think about something, even if you don't answer to me, you sort of answer it yourself. But I guess to be fair, like I sort of do this when I like in the beginning ask if you want to take part in a mental health check-in. So I guess that's maybe the question where this is already ensured. At the same time, I don't know if it's clear enough, like articulated, that it's sort of like you don't, you know. Maybe I can say something like, hey, blah, 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 like, do you want to take part in a mental health check-in? Or do you just want to like, I don't know, like support the others today or something like this? Like, do you want to like personally take part? Or do you, or do you just want to stay or something like this? I don't really know how to like articulate it properly. First, I wonder why this person does this, but that is always in correlation with the relationship I have with this person. I mean, I know that if, yeah, exactly. Okay, we have this. First, I wonder why this person does this, but that is always in correlation with the relationship I have with this person. Okay. Well, what if it's like, it's a friend, but they do something like really, really nice? Like you don't have, it's not your B-day, it's not anything, but they just buy you something like expensive and really, really nice. And they just sort of say like, hey, I've seen this and I thought this fits perfectly to you. Like what happens then? Like if it's obviously something like, I don't know, like maybe something where for that sort of value, or it's like, it's nicer than like most B-day presents you get. Like it's nicer than, like it's like really, you know, like over average. Like maybe like one of the nicest things you got in your life. Like something really, really nice, you know? Okay, so that would be fine. That's good then. Because I feel like in like personal relationships, sort of this like thinking of like there must always be a cost to something, can like really influence how you want to perceive stuff. In sort of like a more negative way, right? But I feel like even if like IRL and just life in general, I don't know, I think it can be like really exhausting to have this mindset. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Some people do that for sure. Really annoying.